Good afternoon, race fans, sim fans, RC fans, Racing393 here for another video. Today we're just going to be quickly talking about the RC10GT. I'm doing some few upgrades for it now, or adjustments I should say, just because of the run that we had the other day. It wasn't particularly very successful as such. We achieved 38 miles an hour. There's a lot of things to upgrade on the car or to adjust. The upgrade I've got, as you can see here, which I'll just zoom down there. So two things. I've got a 65 tooth spur gear. So hopefully that's going to give it a little bit more top end. As you can see in the picture there to the left, which I'll show you, I'm adjusting the shock absorbers so that they're not as much droop, so that the car sits lower. It's a little bit, not so much stiffer, but more firm, so to try and soak up some of the bumps. It was sitting a bit high and bouncy last time. I've done the front. So if you look there, I don't really want to move that at the moment because it's the other shock absorber's resting, but there's not as much throw in those shocks, so it won't be sitting as high. So the whole car will be lower, which is good. As you see, the back one is just literally air bubbling away. So it's going to probably, if I show you a bit of rubber there, that's about, if I measure that, about 150 millimeters. So that there goes into the shock, and that will reduce the droop on this car, these shocks, by 150 mil. So that's going to be done today. I'm also going to play around with the carburetor and see if I can get that to perform a bit better. I've got another carb as spares. I might strip that one down and have a quick look at it. I did clean this one out, but I'm not too sure whether it's perfect. The carburetor itself, I'm going to check to make sure I am getting full throttle with the servo. So that's another sort of additional check I can do. I have also, I know you can't see it there, but I've made the exhaust slightly longer. My understanding from my karting days is a longer exhaust, the length, so that blue bit there is a little bit like the flexi bit in the old type of exhaust on the karts from 100cc era. The shorter the flexi, the quicker the acceleration. If you lengthen the exhaust, it gives you top end. It's just to do with the back pressure and the baffling in the exhaust that gives it its performance. I know these are pretty much, they're like diesel engines, aren't they, with the glow plugs as such, although the glow plug is only really used to start it. But the exhaust has the same effect as a two-stroke car engine, so that's my sort of theory behind that. So apart from that, that's all I'm going to do at the moment. I shall update you with what I do with the rest of the car later on. Thanks for listening. I just thought I would add the other modification I have done to the shock absorbers all round, all four of them, is the piston inside had 2mm holes, so it had 3 of those as standard, and I just drilled one of those out to 2.5mm. I also added in the rubber fuel hose, if you like, to reduce the droop. So that's in all 4 shock absorbers. That's the only modification within the shocks I've done, and actually found it easier. It would be easier and more sensible to take less material off than maybe drilling all 3 holes out. So I've done one of the holes slightly bigger to see if it helps with the flow of the oil in the shock. but I'll do another video later with the car sort of in its ride height position. So that's the suspension all done now. It is a hell of a lot lower. If I go down to sort of the level of the car, it's a little bit lower at the back and the front, but we're talking 150 mil. It's a huge amount of difference. So the front's okay. The only disappointment I have, I'll scoot round to the back. That was me hitting my head. To get it that low, and considering I've got a shock absorber, I mean, alright, I've got different holes on the shock tower. I might be able to move them a little bit, actually, saying that. I might have to. I think I will. To get those rear wishbones more level, and it will give it a slightly more ride height. I've got another hole, well, quite a few holes on there, which I'm going to try and move them to get the car at least stance at the bottom there a bit level. Don't particularly like the wishbones kind of coming up at that angle, but I'm using 800 thickness oil, weight, whatever you want to call it. It's quite gooey inside those shocks, but the shock absorber itself, the car itself, no, it's much firmer, much firmer. So that in itself will transfer more performance through the car when it's going along, rather than being taken up with the sloppy shocks. So that's the ratio we're running, 4.33 to 1, based on that gearing. So we're going to get it out, see if it improves the speed. It's not so much the handling, but sort of the performance, and we'll go from there. I'll see you on track very soon. In fact, next. Right, we're on location again. I'm going to give it a start. It's a lot lower. Let's warm it up a little bit. We've got the Sky RC running. I've got one glow plug, so it better work. I think that's flat out. I think it's weak actually. Let's bring it back. I think it's running weak. So let's undo that quarter of a turn. Let's try again. Stop, read 35, it's running out of oomph. Let's try again. wasn't flat out. That's flat out, I think. Read 39 miles an hour, so it was a bit richer. That's quicker than yesterday. So I'm going to go another quarter of a turn. Or maybe an eighth. One more. That's pretty much flat out. Stop. Read 36. Not as quick. Come out a little bit more, bit richer. So that's a whole quarter of a turn. I'll tell you what, it's fucking red hot underneath. Must. Ow! I got pricked by the prickles. Ouch! Oh, really? Don't seem quite as quick now. Definitely not as quick, not revving as high. Let's go back in. Right. It seems a bit better now, rev's a bit higher. So let's give it so we can go. Certainly sits a bit flatter, which is good. It's revving a bit higher now. A bit weaker as that when it goes pop. Need to put some fuel in. So a quarter of a tone weaker. Stop. Read 37 as its highest speed. Try again. So it's a bit weaker. Might be this is final run now. It's definitely flat out, it can't go any quicker than that. Not on 16, is it 16% nitro I got? Sounds better. Well, it's a good job actually, because I've only got one plug, one glow plug. Bloody annoying that is. Alright, stop. Read 37. It's not going to get much quicker than that. I think we're done. What are we running? 16% nitro.